Hello everyone, welcome to New IAS Daily Current Affairs program. Today is 17 January 2019 and the current affairs we'll be covering today are Saksham, Voter Awareness Forum, National Skill Qualification Framework and National Skill Development Agency, Tri-Regulation on Television and DTH. For the map session, we'll be covering Manus Island and last we have Peak Varus. So coming to the very first topic, that is about Saksham. So the oil industry in India is observing Saksham 19 from January 16 to February 15th and it is under the guidance of Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas. So as the resources are getting depleted very fast, it is high time to create awareness among the people on the conservation of these resources. So Saksham, it aims to promote and create awareness among people on the need of oil and gas conservation for the future and the methods to do it. Okay. So please don't get it confused with other projects which are named Saksham. There is a project named Saksham which is implemented by Indian Railways. It is for the skill upgradation of its employees, and one other project which is also named as Project Saksham. It is implemented by the Central Excise and Customs and it is the new indirect tax network. It is not that. So this Saksham, it stands for Sanrakshan Kshamata Mahotsav. Okay. So this is annually conducted 1 month long campaign and it is a people-centric campaign of Petroleum Conservation Research Association, that is PCRA, and it is under the aegis of Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas. So this campaign is to sensitize the citizen about the acute need for the petroleum conservation. It has been organized by PCRA in association with other oil and gas central public sector enterprises. Alright. So PCRA will run this people-centric campaign throughout for creating a behavioral change in the country. And talking about PCRA, that is Petroleum Conservation Research Association. It is a registered society under the aegis of Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas. Alright, it is a registered society and it is a non-profit organization. So PCRA is a national government agency which is engaged in promoting energy efficiency in various sectors of the economy. It helps the government in proposing policies, making new strategies which are aimed to reduce India's dependency on oil, or it will save the money, it will reduce environmental impact because of the use of oil, and it will conserve the fossil fuel. Alright, that's about the first topic, and coming to the next topic, it is about Voter Awareness Forum. And Election Commission of India has launched Voter Awareness Forum across the country. So these forums are intended to extend the electoral literacy to adult population in government departments, then non-governmental institutions, private institutions, etc. It is to extend the electoral literacy to the adult population. So as I said, it is an informal forum which is intended to generate awareness around the electoral process through activities like quizzes, competitions, discussions, etc. And it aims to spread voter awareness and facilitate voter education. And this VAF, it is a part of Electoral Literacy Club program of the Election Commission of India. So, who all can be the members of this Voter Awareness Forum? And the membership of VAF, it is voluntary in nature and it will be open to employees of the concerned office, and the head of the organization will act as the chair. So, what is the aim of Voter Awareness Forum? It will create awareness about the electoral process and it will transform the people into empowered voters of the nation. Alright, that's about the topic. The next topic is about National Skill Qualification Framework, National Skill Development Agency and National Skill Development Corporation. The National Skill Qualification Framework was introduced in 2013 and it was to be implemented by December 2018. So this National Skill Qualification Framework, it is a competency-based framework that organizes all qualification according to a series of levels of knowledge, skills and aptitude. These levels are defined in terms of learning outcome which can be either acquired through formal or informal learning. It is a quality assurance framework which aims at bridging the demand-supply gap for the skilled workforce. Alright, and under the National Skill Qualification Framework, a learner can acquire the certification for competency. And there are some specific outcomes which are expected from the implementation of National Skill Qualification Framework, and they are mobility between the vocational and general education by alignment of degrees with National Skill Qualification Framework. And next one is recognition of prior learning, allowing for the transition from informal to organized job market. And also the standardized, consistent, nationally acceptable outcomes are there. Also global mobility of skilled workforce from India through international equivalence of National Skill Qualification Framework. It also maps the progress of labors within the sectors and also cross sectors. Alright. Now, talking about National Skill Development Agency, it is the agency which is mandated to coordinate the skilling effort of Government of India, and it is an autonomous body which will be under Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. Alright, it is an autonomous body which is mandated to coordinate the skilling efforts of government. And the major functions of this body is to create a sound skilling ecosystem in the country, to ensure quality harmonizing across the sector, then evaluating and taking affirmative actions, also eliminating discriminations, etc. All these are the functions of National Skill Development Agency. Now we will see about National Skill Development Corporation also. It is a not-for-profit public listed company, alright, which was set up by the Ministry of Finance as public-private partnership model. It is as model as a PPP and it is a non-profit public listed company. Alright. So the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, they own 49% of share and the rest of the share capital is owned by the private players. The major objectives of this National Skill Development Corporation are obviously to upgrade the skills to international standards through a significant industry involvement and quality assurance, also to enhance and support, also to coordinate private sector initiatives for the skill development through the PPP models. It also plays the role of a market maker by bringing finance into sectors where market mechanisms are ineffective or missing. All these are the major objectives of National Skill Development Corporation. Okay. So we move on to the next topic, that is TRAI regulations on television and DTH. The new regulatory framework by the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, that is TRAI, will come into effect from February 1 and it will be applicable to all DTH and local cable operators. So the consumers will only need to pay for those channels which they want to view, and they can choose those channels, alright, and it is mandatory for the service provider to offer every channel on a la carte basis. Okay, so what is this la carte basis? It is also referred to as pick and pay. It refers to a pricing model for paying the television services in which the customers subscribe to individual television channels. So the prevailing model was the bundling type, in which the channels are grouped together into a kind of package that are offered on all or nothing basis. So if it is la carte basis, the customers, they can choose individual channels and they can pay for it. It is the advantages of it is the advantage of la carte system. And the upper ceiling will be rupees 130 for 100 channels, and additional channels can be subscribed in slab of 25 channels with a maximum price of rupees 20 per slab. Alright. Now talking about Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, it is the regulator of telecommunication sector in India, and this was brought under an act, that is Telecom Authority of India Act 1997. This regulates telecom services including fixation or revision of tariff, and its main objective is to provide fair and transparent policy environment to the country. And the Telecommunication Dispute Settlement and Appellate Tribunal, that is TDSAT, this was introduced to take over the adjudicatory and dispute functions of TRAI to adjudicate any disputes between the licensor and the licensee, between the customers between the customers and service providers, between one or more service providers. All these disputes are adjudicated by the TDSAT. Talking about DTH technology, that is direct to home technology. So traditionally, talking about DTH or direct to home technology, so traditionally we use analog TV transmission signals, but these were not efficient as digital TV signals. Okay, DTH refers to a reception of satellite signals, which are digital signals on a TV with a personal dish in an individual home, and this satellite that are used for this purpose are geostationary satellites. So the satellites compress the signals digitally, that is in binary format of zeros and ones, and they encrypt them, and these are beamed from a high powered geostationary satellites, and they are received by the dishes that are given to the DTH customers by the DTH providers. It is how the system of DTH technology works, and this system consists of broadcasting centers, satellite encoders, multiplexers, modulators, DTH receivers, etc. Alright. Coming to map-aided program, today we will be seeing the Manus Island. So you can see in the figure, it is located it is a part of the Manus province in the northern Papua New Guinea, and it is the largest of the Admiralty Islands. It is also the 5th largest island of the Papua New Guinea, and these Manus Islands are covered with rugged jungles, and which can be broadly described as lowland tropical rainforest. And these Manus Islands are volcanic in origin. This Manus Island is home to emerald green snail whose shells were harvested to be sold as jewelry. Okay, so these Manus Island is home to emerald green snail. That's about Manus Island. Coming to PQRS, and the question is, which of the following is the key feature of National Ganga River Basin Authority? 1. River basin is the unit of planning and management. 2. It spearheads the river conservation efforts and at the national level. 3. One of the Chief Minister of the state through which Ganga flows becomes the chairman of National Ganga River Basin Authority on a rotational basis. These are the options. Reading the statements, the third statement, it is said that Chief Minister of the state through which Ganga flow will be the chairman. That statement is wrong, and the rest two statements, that is obviously the correct statement. It will be obviously correct, right? So the Prime Minister will be the ex officio chairperson of the authority, and it has the members who are the Chief Ministers of the state through which Ganga flows, which are Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Bihar, West Bengal. And this authority, the major objective of this body is to ensure the effective abatement of pollution in Ganga and to conserve the river Ganga by adopting holistic approach, and the river will be considered as the unit of planning, and the National Ganga River Basin Authority will spearhead the river conservation efforts at the national level. So the statements 1 and 2 are correct, and the third statement is wrong because Prime Minister will be the chairperson for this body. Okay, the right option will be A, that is 1 and 2 only. So with this we wind up today's session. Thank you for watching.